Welcome to another installment of This Is Not Normal on the Political Drain podcast with Drill Sergeant Doug, aka Admin Doug, a U.S. Army veteran, teacher, musician, and family man from Jamaica, now fights for justice and democracy through commentary and humor. Follow him on YouTube at Political Drain and at Sons of Liberty Official as Drill Sergeant, aka Admin Doug, continues to protect our freedoms.
You, sir, are going to be in charge. How is that going to work? Are ICE agents going to move into American airports starting tomorrow, Monday?
Yes.
What's up, YouTube? Drill Sergeant here. And I'm tired of this. I'm fucking tired of this. It's Sunday. It's supposed to be my day off. It's supposed to be my day off before I go upstairs and hang out with my family again. I gotta bring you this because it's also my job to ensure that you know how to react to stuff like this. So it turns out that, the almost dead pile of orange skin cells attached to a pee bag that we call a president loves to make threats via social media because he's a bone spur cadet who's a weak little boy who's still searching for the approval of his father, who is gone. And as his father was leaving this earth, he tried to scam him. This injured, fragile, orange maniac can only do threats over lie central media. And the threats that he's making to the Democrats are just as weak and soft and stupid as his threats to Iran. He can only do it over lie central. Because when he's face-to-face with people, he needs a group to gang up on Zelensky. Or he makes stupid jokes while the Prime Minister of Japan is just looking bewildered at the absolute idiocy, buffoonery, stupid, knuckle-dragging representation we have in our new golden-plated White House. Now, it's also imperative that we understand the context, the reason why he's making this his stupid, ignorant, buffoonish text on live social is because Democrats offered to fund everything else except the masked thugs, the brown shirts, ICE agents. Instead of that, and Republicans said, no, we want the violence. We want more of the shooting of people in the face and in the back. We want more of that. And if we can't get that, then we'd rather you not be able to fly. That's why that happened. The bill has been put forth and denied by Republicans and Fetterman. Fetterman. That's why. That's why he didn't get that bill. All of this would have been funded like 4 days ago, when they put it forward. And Republicans said, no, if we're not going to fund the masked Gestapo, then we're not going to fund any of it. So I'm going to watch it, and I'll respond to it piece by piece so you know how to react to it, what to think about it, not even what to think about it, but how to approach the subject tomorrow, as it so seems. You'll see what I mean.
President Trump posted on Truth Social, quote, if the radical left Democrats don't immediately sign an agreement to let our country, in particular our airports, be free and safe again, I will move our brilliant and patriotic ICE agents to the airports where they will do security like no one has ever seen before. Now, in a subsequent post, he said that he instructed ICE agents to be ready by Monday, and now...
Wait a minute. He said to Iran, if they don't get rid of the Strait of Hormuz, we're going to destroy all of their power grid. It's a war crime. He thinks that's called negotiations. He thinks everything is a zero-sum game because he's a child. He's incapable of adult-level thought. He's incapable of creativity and forward thinking. He's incapable of interpretation. So even if you gave him a book to read, he wouldn't understand the deeper meanings. These things are foreign to a child, to a dummy, a knuckle dragger, a monkey, and an ape. like this tangerine tornado. So he says, they're not doing what I want. I'm just gonna threaten online. Meanwhile, when it's time to actually do the fighting, what he does is run away, lie, run to daddy. When it's time to do the homework, he pays for the degree. I'm not saying that this won't happen. What I am saying is this pattern is annoying and it's fruitless. So if the Democrats decide to do anything other than treat it as such, they're the problem, not the 5-year-old. It's no longer the 5-year-old's problem. That's what this means. That's who we look to. He is incapable of being an adult. Therefore, the adults have to restrain him. Let's keep going. I'll put it back just a little bit. No, I'll keep it going.
The president is saying that you, sir, are going to be in charge. How is that going to work? Are ICE agents going to move into American airports starting tomorrow, Monday?
Yes. And I'm currently...
Yes. He doesn't want to be there. He knows it's stupid. He knows it's impossible. They're going to have to be there. What they're going to do is pick some airports where they can find good publicity and get it on camera, because the 5-year-old in office will throw a tantrum if he doesn't see it. But once he sees it on the news, even though he's the president of the United States of America, he won't read the reports. But if he sees on the news, he'll be satiated. That's what that means. Yeah, it will happen. What are they going to do? Let's find out.
Currently working on the plan now of execution, working with the director of ICE and the administrator at TSA, the acting administrator. So we'll put together a plan today and we'll execute tomorrow.
Okay, so there are a lot of questions here. First of all,
there are a lot of questions. You'll put a plan together today? The fuck are you talking about? All of you stupid MAGA inbred ingrates, degenerate fuck faces. What do you think it requires to make a plan for something? You can't even plan to clean your trailer in less than 24 hours. What do you mean we're going to make a plan today and execute it tomorrow for the entire infrastructure of United States flight plans, airports in 50 different cities, to have an agency come in with masks on and guns now perform bag checks? They haven't even been trained for the job they do have. As a matter of fact, let's keep going.
Are ICE agents even remotely trained to handle security at airports?
ICE agents receive high level of training.
I didn't ask you were they high level of training. You know what? Know who else is highly trained? Lawyers. Lawyers have a high level of training. They have to pass a bar. And no matter what state they're in, and depending on the state that they're in, they might have to pass 2 or 3 if they come from a different state, because each state has their own bar. And most lawyers who are highly trained don't even pass the bar the first time because it's so intricate of a test. You know, plumbers are highly trained. Could you do what they do? I don't even know what CVP pipe is. I think that's what it's called. I could be wrong. I'm not trained in that way. Skydivers are highly trained. I know some Rangers. I know some Green Berets. I know a lot of them people that was at Fort Bragg that are highly trained soldiers. None of them are trained at picking fruit. She didn't ask you were they highly trained. She asked you were they trained for this job. And that answer is no. Understand that as we continue.
And, you know, the ICE agents are assigned at many airports across the country already. They do a lot of criminal investigation on smuggling at airports. But, you know, there's got TSA agents covering exits, people that enter through the exits. You know, certainly a highly trained ICE law enforcement officer can cover an exit, makes people don't go through those exits, entering the airport through the exits, and that stuff like that relieves that TSA officer to go to screening and to reduce those lines. So wherever we can provide extra security. I don't see an ICE agent looking at an x-ray machine because they're not trained in that.
And there he is, because he realizes how stupid it sounded. He realizes that she's coming back with more questions. He realizes as he's talking and drooling on the ground, the person that has the napkin that's sweeping and wiping it up is looking up at him, and he sees the question coming. The fuck are you talking about, you meathead? You overgrown, wrinkled condom? What are you talking about? And so as he talks, he starts backing down. Well, we're going to be covering the entrances. You mean like the police? The truth is, this plan that you're talking about you're going to make tonight and execute tomorrow is called You Don't Have a Plan. And what's going to happen is, because you have a boss who is a 5-year-old degenerate ingrate, a mentally incompetent individual who's diminishing in front of our eyes and degrading as we speak, will have a temper tantrum if you don't show a couple people in a couple places on a TV screen that he can watch. But you have no idea what you're doing. It's going to be a shit show, is what you just said. It's going to be stupid. There will be multiple different plans that will be given out, not by a top and followed through by a chain of command, but by the individual groups and companies. And
there are certain parts of security that TSA is doing, and we can move them off those jobs and put them in the specialized jobs.
TSA is not doing any of those things he just said. They're not at the doors. Where's TSA? Do you know? Have you ever flown before? You know where they are. They're holding the fucking gray buckets. That's what they're doing. TSA is holding the gray buckets and scanning you with a metal detector and telling you to take your goddamn shoes off. What are you talking about? Gaslighting. This guy, unfortunately, he's just a racist animal. He's not the snake like the Millers and the Trumps, where he can just gaslight properly. He's not good at it. And it shows. Let's continue.
Move those lines.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. So what you're saying is when you move ICE into airports, they are going to be just around the exits and the exteriors. They're not going to be helping people get through the lines and screening people's bags.
Those discussions are going on now. I'm not expert at TSA, so that's why I'm talking to the TSA administrator.
And I will end it there. Those discussions are going on now. And I'm not an expert. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Because there is no reason that anyone in your department, in your chain of command, all the way from you to the fucking person who cleans the floors at an ICE detention facility, has anything to do with this part of the Homeland Security, the TSA part, the airplane part, the airport part. You're not an expert. You have no idea. You hesitate as you speak. You sound like you're cowed, like a dog who's been beat too much, and every time he sees a human, he goes like this. And other people around you know who you are when they see that dog. You're that dog. I almost feel sorry for you because I realize that you're abused. But then I remember, unlike the dog who cannot speak, you signed up for that abuse, you fucking idiot. And as you throw the rest of our country into the same meat grinder that you so willingly stepped in, and as your president continues to pee on your back, tell you it's raining, and you turn around with your mouth open and say, "Thank you, sir." The time to fight is now. This will happen tomorrow in a few places. It's impossible to go to every place. What they're going to do is go to some Democrat places, some places where there's a lot of black people or brown people, so that the rest of you monkeys, you knuckle-dragging apes that come down from the hills with your red hats, will forget about the price of gas in return for that feeling of vindication that has consumed you for what you don't know. because you're no longer the superior race, I guess. I don't know. He's not an expert. This won't happen everywhere, but I'm not flying. I wasn't going to fly before that. Donald Trump is a habitual threatener online and coward in person. Cadet Bone Spurs. Iran will punch him in the mouth, and the rest of us will feel it. Iran will pee on him like a golden shower from heaven, and he will continuously be humiliated. And as his humiliation grows, so will his narcissistic need to lie and act like it's not happening grow. It's a self-fulfilling cycle. And the people like this meathead, this cut piece of cured ham with eyes on it, have dug themselves so deep that they realize that even saying no will not give them any satisfaction. It'll only have to be because they care enough about the country to do it, because they've lied so much and have done so bad that they have no other option but to continue to say yes and hope for the best, or say no and have everybody hate them anyway, but feel good and go to sleep at night. And they wouldn't be here if that mattered to them. That's the news. We're fighting because special operations isn't stopping, and it's not run by an idiot. Hit me up. Be careful tomorrow. That's the news.
Hey, yeah, you. Before you click away to watch someone unbox a tactical toothbrush, let's talk about something real. Political Drain isn't just another content mill. We're a digital front in a very real war. Not with bullets, but with ideas, with action, and with solidarity. We pair urgent news with critical education. And we build community around actual resistance, not the hashtag kind. The kind that moves. But here's the thing. None of this is free. It isn't. Behind every video is time, labor, research, and some weird guy asking if we're going to pay the hosting bill. And yeah, some of that money goes to things we can't necessarily say out loud. If you know, you know. Let's just say our special ops aren't Call of Duty LARPers. They're people making real moves to protect, uplift, and organize. You're not just funding a channel. You're funding a resistance network in a world where capital still calls the shots. Unfortunately, in a system built on artificial scarcity, even mutual aid has a price tag. And if we want to grow, if we want to win, we need your help. We need your help. So if you've got even a few bucks to spare, toss it our way. It's not for ads. It's not for merch drops, but for people making moves in the shadows so others can do it in the light. It's just us and you. So fund the mission, fund the fight, fund the future, because nobody's coming to save us. We save each other. That's how this works.
That was the Political Drain podcast, which can be heard on www.groovechillradio.com/political-drain and can be viewed on the Political Drain YouTube channel anytime. Once again, thank you for listening to Groove Chill as we resist fascism in any form, pursue democracy, peace, and love.